Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Another sunny day in Leeds. We are now just 2 days away from fight night, a year after Josh Warrington was stripped of the IBF World Featherweight title. Saturday night, a huge opportunity for him to win it back. In his way, who'd have thought it, the new defending champion Kiko Martinez, after that stellar upset of Kid Galahad last year, will he get his revenge on Warrington and retain his title? Fascinating encounter. We'll be speaking to all of the fighters this afternoon at the press conference. There'll be 10,000 in the Leeds Arena to watch it Saturday night, and it's all live on Dazn.
Five years ago, this year, I had a box Kiko Martinez. I learned a lot from that fight, and I knew that if I could beat someone like Kiko, I could win a world title. It's a funny old game, this sport.
Josh Warrington will rematch Kiko Martinez.
Come on, Kiko, where are you?
The journey for someone will end on March 26th.
Seen it all in this sport, and then something like that happens.
The featherweight championship of the world.
Well, what a moment that was when Kiko Martinez stopped Kid Galahad out of the blue, it has to be said, to become the new IBF world champion. It was great to speak to him through Kieran Simpson, our translator, yesterday. Just describe that moment in the context of all the upsets we saw last year, and indeed that we have seen as well this year. What a moment that was.
Well, do you know what? The early pattern of the fight sort of suggested that it was going to be an easy night for Kid Galahad. He wobbled Martinez a couple of times, and you thought, look, and we've heard this a million times, the last thing that goes on a fighter is the punch, which he proved later on.
Yeah.
But the first thing is the punch resistance, and you started thinking, well, look, Kid Galahad's on a great run of form, confidence is really high, he shook him a couple of times, it's going to be a formality. Then out of nowhere, these unbelievable right hands just land on the target and proving again that the punch is the last thing you lose. And look, I think what we just see there in the titles, a rivalry reignited. Speaking and hearing from Kiko yesterday, he's annoyed, he's aggrieved. He feels he won that first fight. He feels, you know, if anything, he shouldn't have to be coming back here. He won that first fight, so he's got that to prove. Josh Warrington, he wants to be a champion again. I mean, there's so much on the line for both fighters here. The obvious as well, where does the loser go? It makes for this to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it does. And of course, we've seen Josh Warrington a little bit, I suppose, off his peak against Mauricio Lara. Of course, in the first fight, he was way off his peak. It was behind closed doors. He didn't have the fans behind him. He was demotivated. It wasn't the opponent that he wanted.
But how good has Lara looked now?
And Lara has looked incredibly good since then. And we wonder whether we'll see him in the mix at world level soon. I think we probably will. But I think in terms of the landscape at featherweight, how much it's changed in the last 12 months generally. You look at even Jordan Gill becoming the new European champion under such dramatic circumstances. Who'd have thought Lee Wood would have stopped both Ducan and Mick Conlan to become the WBA champion? And of course, Kiko Martinez with that upset of Kid Galahad leading to Saturday night. There is no one in the world who could have predicted this is where the division would have been heading into Saturday night.
No, absolutely not. And look, as big a fight this is, there's even bigger fights out there. The pot of gold for the winner is huge. The big dark hole for the loser is equally as big. You know, I don't think there's anywhere to go. So much on the line. Two very good fighters with so much potential moving forward. It's a great fight, Chris.
It certainly is. Really good to speak to both Ryan Walsher and Maxi Hughes yesterday as well. Both brilliant guys, have been tremendous servants to the sport. Walsher, of course, jumping up 2 weight divisions to challenge Maxi Hughes for the IBO title that he won against Giovanni Straffon the same night that Maurizio Lara and Josh Warrington did battle again in Leeds in September. Maxi Hughes has had a hell of a year as well. Was nominated for British Fighter of the Year, and we're going to hear from those guys as well. Just Eddie Hearn behind us, about to take his place. So this afternoon we'll hear from all of the contestants. Sky Nicholson in action as well. Marley Wright looking for revenge in his second pro contest. That will be on before the bell too. Lots to look forward to on Saturday, Darren. And the atmosphere here, over 10,000 will be in there, and we know it's special.
Look, it would take some beating, would Conlon, but with the Leeds support, they make such a racket. They really do. And yeah, there's some really good fights on the card. Maxi Hughes, a Cinderella man, honestly. Well, I guess you could say they both are. Ryan Walsh as well. Great servants of British boxing, as we touched on yesterday. So much to look forward to.
Little sleeper in the card on Dalton Smith and Ray Millett. It's just actually walked past our position there. Really good fighting, Millett, and box at very high level in the amateurs. I mentioned some of the names he's beaten in the amateurs yesterday. I mean, a who's who really of past and present Olympic champions. 12-0-1 as a professional, and Dalton Smith won't have been in with somebody of that experience. This is a perfect test for him.
I think it's superb matchmaking. We'll believe that he's got enough in the tank left and that experience, not only in the amateurs but as a professional, to trouble and unsettle the local favourite. But Dalton Smith's a special talent, he really is, and I feel that he won't be overlooking Saturday night, but I think he wants to push for the British title next. So, yeah, it's another one. It's a great bill, it really is.
The other world title on the line, of course, the IBF Bantamweight Women's World title, Maria Cecilia Roman defending against Ebony Bridges. She's going to have to be in the form of her life, Bridges, isn't she, to become world champion?
Quick feet. She has to get those feet close because Roman can move. She's an experienced fighter and she's the champion.
Plenty to look forward to. 7 fights on the undercard to set the table for a brilliant main event. A rematch between Kiko Martinez as the IBF World Champion against Josh Warrington. Leeds Arena Saturday Night Live on Dazn. Without further ado, let's head over to our press conference with Eddie Hearn and all of the afternoon's fighters.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming today. Welcome to the wonderful city of Leeds. I think the greatest atmosphere in British boxing. You're about to see it live and up close this Saturday night for a World Championship triple header live on Dazn. Around 12,000 people getting ready to see if Josh Warrington can become a 2-time world champion against reigning IBF world champion Kiko Martinez from Spain. Welcome to everybody here. We've got a tremendous fight card this weekend, of course. Less than 2 weeks off the back of one of the greatest nights I think we've ever seen in British boxing, when Lee Wood beat Michael Conlon in the 12th round in Nottingham, coming off the back of another thrilling show in San Diego when Chocolatito beat Julio Cesar Martinez, and coming up the action just doesn't stop. Of course, in a couple of weeks Gennady Golovkin will attempt to unify the middleweight division against Murata in Japan live on Dazn. Conor Benn returns to the Manchester Arena against Van Heerden. Katie Taylor will headline at Madison Square Garden for the undisputed World Championship against Amanda Serrano, and the week after Canelo Alvarez will challenge Dimitri Bivol for the WBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. All live on Dazn, the unrivaled global home of boxing. But first, it's Leeds for a lot of fun, and we're ready to talk to all the fighters up here and on the table below us as well. As I said, a great undercard on Saturday. I'm going to start with Marley Wright. Marley, this is a big fight for you, the Matrix. A rematch, a draw last time out. Firstly, I want to say, made your professional debut at Headingley. Looked $1 million. Second fight, a draw, over 4 rounds. A rematch for you on Saturday. You have to put this right.
Yeah, 100%. I'm ready for this one. Last time out, that wasn't the Matrix. It's Matrix Reloaded this time, and I'm going to put on a spectacular performance. I'm not sure how many rounds we're doing this time. 4, 6. I'm not making it go the distance, though.
Obviously, the professional debut was at Headingley, huge stadium fight, which was difficult to do. The next fight, you know, in more humble surroundings as well, but can't afford any mistakes on Saturday.
No slip-ups. You'll see what I'm about this time round. You saw in Headingley, I was fast, accurate, and my opponent didn't want to know. He's going to be in for a rude awakening this time round. I've been travelling, sparring, I've been getting all the rounds in, I've been doing all the right work. Me and the team in the gym, we've been working on technical stuff, endurance stuff, and I can't see what he's going to do to stop me this time.
Well, Marley, good luck. Must win for you on Saturday night. Corey O'Regan. Corey, welcome. 5-0. Big show for you to be a part of course. Expecting an incredible atmosphere. Big moment for you and looking forward to performing on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously the stage is a big stage, so I want to put on a good performance, look good in front of, like, it's my home crowd as well, innit? That's the thing, so yeah, and like the preparation and stuff for this one has been ideal, really. I mean, I sparred Dalton, Maxage, you know what I mean? So we've all been in some good spars, so more than ready to put on a good performance.
And obviously the man up here to my left, Josh Warrington, been carrying boxing in this city for a number of years now. Looking forward to getting a win for yourself and sitting back and watching Josh try and become a two-time world champion.
Of course, yeah, as always, it's going to be a class show. But yeah, get my win out of the way and then I get to sit back and watch some good boxing as well from not just Josh, but everyone on this card.
Thanks, Corey. When we talk about great amateurs, Callum French, one of the best amateurs GB's produced for many, many years. Great debut last time out in Liverpool. Callum, 1-0. I know you enjoyed that so much. I heard you on the live stream saying you couldn't stop smiling when you were ring walking there for your debut. And a good performance against a tough opponent and ready to go 2-0 on Saturday.
Aye. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Matchroom and Dazn for getting us on another massive card. These are the cards you dream about being on, coming through the amateurs. But yeah, it was a good debut. I was pleased with it. A good, durable Russian. Was no walkover. He was in there to fight, and he gave us a good match-up for my debut. But looking be as active as possible this year and push on and get as much experience as I can.
Yeah, obviously with your amateur experience, got so much time that you've boxed around the world in different countries. Do you feel that you can move a little bit faster? I know it's important to be active as well, but we saw you start really fast in that fight, very aggressive as well early on, and you got straight into the groove.
Yeah, I don't see why I need to be held back much at all, to be honest. I obviously just take it one fight at a time. Looking past no one, especially on Saturday night, going to get this job done, but Matchroom need a new North East star, someone to sell out the them arenas up in Newcastle, and I believe I'm the man for the job.
And of course, valuable rounds with Conor Benn for this camp as well. Obviously, facing Chris Van Heerden, the southpaw. Been good experience down at Simsey's gym sparring Conor Benn in preparation for this fight.
Aye, priceless experience for this point in my career. Obviously, with me only having one fight, Conor being on the verge of world titles now, it's unbelievable experience. Not just sparring with him, but like he was picking us up from the hotel, spending the week with him, seeing how he trains, how he eats, how he rests up, how he sleeps and stuff. It's all that helped us in my experience with him.
Look forward to seeing you in action on Saturday night. Callum French, one of the top young professional stars now in this country and the world. That's our Before the Bell section, live on Dazn Boxing YouTube around the world, and Matchroom Boxing YouTube as well. We go to the main broadcast, opening up Sky Nicholson against Beck Connolly. Beck, firstly, over to you. You are always ready to fight. You sent me a direct message, I think, a week ago, saying if Sky Nicholson needs an opponent, I'm ready. I've been training, always ready to go and ready to give it your all on another big TV show this weekend.
Yeah, I love a scrap, don't I? Yeah, just there wasn't a role for me. So as far as I'm concerned, I went out and got what I wanted and created my own role for myself, because I was never going to be a walkover, and I'm not the elite, but the people turning over, if they want to get to the top, they've got to come through the gatekeeper. I've made that job role for myself now, and I'm going to keep it for a few years.
Some of the defeats you've suffered, have been coming at late notice. I can't remember if it was the Ramla Ali fight. You've fought so many great fighters. You've fought Ebony, you've boxed also Ellie Scottney in her debut as well. You've had to sort of fight some at late notice, but you obviously had another fight prepared in a couple of weeks' time. You're fit, you're ready, and facing a very, very good fighter in Sky Nicholson, fresh off a US debut. But you understand the sport now, but still a very, very dangerous challenge for any prospect.
Oh, absolutely. And that's it. I train anyway. I train even if I wasn't boxing. I love training. And I have taken quite a few fights on a day's notice because I do stay ready and I do love what I do. And some things have got in the way and I've made some mistakes with some opportunities I've had, but I'm not going to let that stop me. And I'll keep the smile on my face and keep trying till the day that I retire.
Well, we always know you come to fight. Everyone loves to see you in action. Sky, welcome to your UK debut after a fantastic American debut just 3 weeks ago. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. You were lucky enough to fight in San Diego. Now you're really lucky enough to fight in Leeds as well. Looking forward to your second pro fight this weekend.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I promised the fans that I was going to be active, and I'm definitely living up to that 3 weeks out and back in.
Last time in San Diego, I can't deny myself, Eddie Lamb and a lot of people a bit concerned about going to San Diego, fighting a 3-0 opponent from San Diego with a huge Mexican crowd there as well. But very calm, very relaxed, won every round and a great experience.
Yeah, I have confidence in my ability and I know what I'm capable of and I want to test myself against the best. So, I'm going to keep putting my hand up to fight the best girls. This
time a different kind of opponent, like Beck said, almost like a gatekeeper to all these prospects coming through. Some slip up against her as well, but a very, very tough opponent, someone that you're expected to do rounds against as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting a tough fight. I know Beck comes to fight and she's no pushover, so I'm just focusing on having a good performance and showing everyone a side of me that they haven't seen yet.
Look forward to seeing fight number 2 for you at the weekend against Beck Connolly. This is a great, great fight. Dalton Smith against Ray Mollett, the WBC International Super Lightweight Championship on the line. A really, really good fight. 2 outstanding amateurs. Ray Mollett, European gold medalist, world champion as well as an amateur. Already got plenty of professional experience. Dalton Smith, in my eyes, one of the best prospects in world boxing. In fact, I don't even think we can call him a prospect anymore. Already fighting for championship fights, ready to go and fight for the British title as well. But Ray Mollett stands in the way. Paddy and all the teams, Pascal Collins. Well, we can call you Paddy as well, Pascal. And he's been asking for a shot for Ray Mollett for a long, long time. Ray, you've got it. Tough fight against Dalton Smith, but a fight a lot of people are very excited about.
Eddie, first off, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Yourself, Dazn, Matchroom, Frank Smith and Packy Collins as well. I've been reaching out to Matchroom for a long time because Matchroom is the benchmark for boxing, especially in England and Ireland. So I'm just grateful to have the opportunity and I was in a position to take it and I'm ready for it.
A lot of people felt that when you turned professional, you were a future world champion in the weigh-ins as well. You've been looking for opportunities, only one defeat on the record. I know could have gone either way, that fight as well, but this is a massive moment for you. Victory on Saturday night would put you in the top 15 in the world rankings as well, likely give you continued action on the TV platforms as well. It's a golden chance for your career.
Of course, and we all started boxing years ago and it was the dream to fight on the big shows, the big cards, and thankfully I'm in an opportunity now to do that. But I've been on the couch for the last 3 years. Pandemic came and it sidelined a lot of boxers. I didn't have the back end, but thankfully I kept myself in shape and kept myself ready and kept myself in a position that when the opportunity came, I knew you'd come calling at some stage, but I didn't think it'd take 3 years on the couch to get your call. But thankfully it did, and I was ready for it. So, I've travelled the world with the Irish team. I was a top amateur as well, as Dalton was. So I've been around the boxing game for a long time. I've been in the ring with, no offence to Dalton, I've been in the ring with better lads than them. I've beat better lads than them. I'm here as an opponent for Dalton on paper, but in reality, I won the lotto when I got the opportunity to fight him because I was expecting to get a much harder fight on one of your shows, and I'm delighted that you've given me the opportunity as an opponent, but I'm not really the opponent at the end of the day. I'm just coming off the couch and ready to take over. You said he's the best prospect in world boxing, but I'm ready to change that on Saturday night.
You really believe you win this fight on Saturday?
I wouldn't take it otherwise, Eddie. I was offered 3 or 4 fights with other matchmakers. I know my abilities, I know my levels, I know my limits, and I didn't take them fights. I'd rather stay on the sideline and pretend that I could blame COVID and blame this. But I knew I wasn't able to beat them lads, and that's the truth about it. But you gave me the opportunity to fight this man, and I took it. So there's only one reason. I've 3 years very inactive on the fight scene, not training. My career was at a standstill. I'd be daft not to take this fight that I can win, and it's the stuff of dreams, really, that I can do it on the big show on a big card in front of all the amazing fans here.
Well, good luck to you, Ray. Dalton.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
I like the way he talks. We know we got a real fight on Saturday. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted for a long time. Even after a very, very short professional career, yourself, STN, Sean, Paul, everybody wanted to move you quicker than we anticipated. By far the toughest fight of your career this weekend.
Of course, and obviously my last couple of fights now have been step-ups, and that these are the fights we've been asking for, and for the more titles, and obviously the fight what originally was made that got that fell through. So then we got asked for Ray Moylett, so we looked at him and we said, yeah, he's the perfect opponent for my next fight. So I know what Ray's about. He knows what I'm about. We're no mugs to the game. We've been around the world in the amateur games. We've experienced it. He's fought every style he's out there. Some of the great names who came through the amateurs, and obviously he's a 12-1 as a professional. So he's not got a padded record the same as I haven't. We haven't achieved what we've achieved by playing at the game. So generally we're two top fighters who's going ahead for the title on Saturday night. So it's going to be a great fight, and it's going to be very entertaining.
When you turned professional, you probably didn't get the huge amateur wins and accomplishments that many thought you might, and you may have gone slightly under the radar. But as a pro, particularly people in boxing talking about you very, very highly, do you feel the pressure to not just win on Saturday but look very good doing it?
There's always going to be pressure on a prospect who comes up, because there's high hopes on them. But I'm confident in my abilities. I know the level where I'm going to get at, and this is just a stepping stone for me. And obviously Ray's no easy opponent. It's a tough challenge what I've got on Saturday night, but I've got to bring something more than what I have in my previous 9 fights as a professional, and you're going to see that.
Well, I don't want to start any trouble, but Ray, you did say that you're a stepping stone, just so that you know.
Of course, but
take that bigger stride first.
Isn't that why I'm here? That Frank Smith gave me the fight because I'm a stepping stone. Because I was at the top level 3 years ago, we could say, but I never got the call to fight any of your prospects, because maybe you were afraid, maybe you weren't, but I never got the call. I got the call now because I'm inactive on the record, but that's it. So that's why I got the call. So I'm happy enough to be a prospect, happy enough to be a stepping stone, if that's what gives me my shot.
Good. Well, thank you for taking the call. Thank you for accepting the challenge. Look forward to a great fight. Dalton Smith, Ray Moylett, WBC international title on Saturday night. We go to the top table. One fight I just cannot wait for on Saturday. I've listened to both of these guys speak yesterday. Maxie Hughes, the Cinderella man, I guess, of British boxing right now, the IBO world champion, against Ryan Walsh, long-standing British champion at featherweight, moves up and looks so comfortable at lightweight. Ryan, I guess it must be quite strange for you sitting here one day out from the weigh-in with a huge smile on your face, really enjoying the lightweight division, really enjoying the challenge, and ready for a great fight on Saturday.
Definitely, really enjoying not being hungry, thirsty, and just the usual stuff that I think all my counterparts are probably feeling. It's very alien to me.
I heard you yesterday talking about your desire to have a great fight with Maxie Hughes, a war with Maxie Hughes. Is that, a little bit of that, a little bit of mind games and gamesmanship to draw him into that kind of fight? We know that very good technician Maxie Hughes and boxed extremely well against Straffon as well. Is that the kind of fight you want? You talked about the Wood Condon fight and how much you enjoyed it, and you said you're ready for a fight like that on Saturday.
That's exactly it. If any of the fighters up here haven't seen that fight, you need to watch it. It's inspiring, and I do call to Maxie. You showed it when you caught Saffron, that you've got that in you. It's not a natural thing for you. You're a southpaw. Natural southpaws like to go where. So I'm calling that upon you. I'm beckoning you. I'll stand in the middle of the ring.
No,
let's
I've
give the
fight
fans
a couple of times, so and I walk moves.
I beckon to you to bring out your warrior. Let's see. Let's adhere to the warrior card. Because no one's fought me yet. And not for a sustained period. Even the two that beat me, they haven't fought me. So I call that to you, Maxi. You want to fight? You want to inspire everyone else? I was inspired by Conlon. I was inspired by Lee Wood. It was phenomenal.
All my intentions are to pay mortgage off.
and that's smart. See, that's smart. That's a safe far out and out. That's smart. And I agree with you. But I haven't had a fight of the year. I haven't even been close to a fight of the year. And you've just been nominated for one of the boxers of the year. Let's do it, you know? Why not? We've got 12 rounds, so there is a long time, and a fight will break out. But when it does, I just don't want you running away, you know? Let's have a fight. Let's entertain the people. There's 11,000 people there. Let's make them... We can make them... We can entertain them. We can make them make more noise.
If you have Robbie Williams, let me entertain you for your music then.
Not a chance. I'm going to entertain with these. That's all I've ever tried to do is entertain with these. I'm not the big fan with the mouth, but I do. I call that upon you. I call it... You know, you're the champion now. I'm coming to get that off you. We all know that's the obvious thing. But then, how are you going to defend that? How are you going to be able to defend yourself running? Come and have a fight. Come and have a fight. Let's have a fight. I mean, boxing is what we do, but there is an opportunity to have a fight, and I'm more than ready.
Ryan, we know that Maxi, one of the nicest guys in British boxing, but he did say that he was going to end your career like he ended your brother's career as well. Am I just talking that up? Is there any part of you that wants to overcome that defeat?
It's a good story, but let's have it right. Liam won that fight, and as far as ending Liam's career, he was sparring me at the start of this. So you want to ask him again how his career did come to an end. And I think Maxi should have a lot to thank Liam for, because without COVID, you can't be British champion. Without COVID, you can't be the IBO champion, because he was there. So it's my duty to step in. And I'm looking down at Maxi here to continue something that I don't think would have happened. If Liam didn't get COVID, I don't think we would have had that. And your story's great, and I take nothing away from it. I can only give you respect for it. But your story doesn't happen if Liam doesn't get COVID.
Well, finally.
I'm here now on a whip belt, so...
And fair play to you, all credit, all respect. But the story doesn't get written like that. And you couldn't retire a Walsh. And you can't retire another Walsh. That's impossible.
You say that though, Ryan. Your defeat on Saturday, is that the end for Ryan Walsh? I mean, it's a must-win for you, isn't it?
I haven't even thought about defeat. I've never gone into a fight ever believing that the man can beat me. And I've been told it. I've got really honest brothers. When I fought Lee Selby, my brother didn't want that fight. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then when I fought him and we had the performance, it wasn't good enough. I was beat by experience, I was beat by the better man, but he understood. Because it was a round in there, and especially the first round, that I do have the style to beat that man. I just wasn't good enough on that night. And I've made enough mistakes in this sport where I won't be making the same mistakes with Maxi.
Well, Maxi, that escalated quickly. It was all very friendly in this building
He's a changed man, isn't he? I don't know what I've done to upset him. Right?
I know, but it's a real fight.
Well, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want somebody coming laying down, you know what I mean? Like, the last fight we had, our massive underdog, and I wouldn't have it any other way. In my mindset, it's same again. I like that he's here talking, you know. It only takes things like that to be said like that, where bookies will be watching and go, oh, fucking hell, he's up for it. Like, I think we better change them odds. You know, so that's how I'll approach it. You know, I'm glad he's up for it, because I've had this fire in my belly. Well, I've had it for a while, but this fight in particular gives me that bit between my teeth, that fire. So I'm glad it's like this.
Things are a little bit different now for you. You're kind of like defending your position, if you like. Everything was talking about this great story and when will this end, but now you're kind of like one phone call away from changing your life forever. And if you lose on Saturday night, that phone call will never come. So all of a sudden, you know, we talk about obviously now full-time boxer, but there's so much on the line for you. And if you lose to Ryan Walsh, kind of like everything that you've built over the last couple of years doesn't become irrelevant, but you never got the chance to fully capitalise on it. So you can't afford any mistakes on Saturday.
No, but and one thing, how I approach every fight, I haven't got that mindset. I ain't got that chip on my shoulder. I'm the champion. He's got to come and take my belt. You know, the way I see it, you know, although I'm the owner of this belt, that belt can just be vacant. You know, that's on the stand there with officials. I've got to go and prove I'm worthy, that I deserve that belt. So that's how I approach it. You know, I haven't put this pressure on myself, and I don't. I just approach it as though, you know, that belt's there, vacant. I've got to go and claim it. I've got to show I'm worthy of being the owner of that belt, and that's how I prepared. You know, it's great being full-time, but I haven't took it for granted because it's took me such a long time to get to be full-time. I know what it's like going to work, getting up in the morning, shit weather, you know, and having to squeeze training in, squeeze a run here and there, try and get food on go. But, you know, I'm doing it properly now, and I appreciate it, not taking it for granted in the slightest. So I know how much it means, and, you know, I ain't letting it slip. I'm not here. I said it last time, press conference last time, I'm not here enjoying it as a fan for a one-off to turn up and fight. This is how the rest of my career's going, full-time.
And finally, called for you to stand there and have a war with him and show the warrior code. We want another Wood Conlon. I said earlier to you, you know, I'm not sure a lot of fighters would want another Wood Conlon, but he wants that kind of fight. We know you'll be under instructions from Sean and you'll box smart as well, but expecting this fight to be tough in parts as well.
Yeah, like Ryan's cast his net out there, he's cast out, but, you know, I'm not taking bait. It doesn't matter however the fight goes, I'll do what's necessary to win. However it comes, you know, I'm fully prepared for whatever it is. So, you know, just expect me winning.
Well done, lads. Tremendous fight. Maxi Hughes against Ryan Walsh, IBO lightweight world title. Big fight for the winner of that one. Another tremendous fight, the IBF World Bantamweight Championship. Long reigning world champion Cecilia Roman against Australians Ebony Bridges. This is a tremendous, tremendous fight. You can expect absolute fireworks in this big fight for the division. I'll start with the challenger, Ebony. Welcome. I know you're excited about this fight. A lot of people are as well. And, you know, when we talk about the other fights on the card, of course, Maxi with Sean, needed the split and the break in between Josh Warrington. You step up as co-main event, a massive, massive opportunity to become a world champion on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely unreal, obviously. And to, you know, be like a co-main event, to be fighting in Leeds, you know, for a world title, it's absolutely, you know, I feel so grateful. And also, you know, obviously, Cecilia coming over here and fighting me here. And I'm just so excited about this fight. I've been excited about this fight, or having this fight with Cecilia before even this fight happening. You know, I always thought it was going to be a great fight. I wanted the fight because I knew it was going to be a great fight, as in a fan favourite kind of fight, you know. And obviously having the world title on the line just makes everything even, you know, even more exciting for me.
We know you've had a great camp for this fight. I mean, Mark Tibbs, you know, I think a lot of trainers, especially the old school trainers, Mark obviously and Jimmy, look at female boxing. Sometimes they're not quite sure, but I've seen the fire in Mark Tibbs, who really wants to win this fight with you as well. This would be a big moment for him. You two have gelled really well together in camp.
Yeah, definitely. You know, moving over here and doing my camp here with Mark has been amazing. You know, definitely gelled well, and I think I've definitely changed his opinion. Or, you know, he's you know, seen how now women, you know, how we train in our mindsets, and yeah, I think, you know, obviously a lot of respect in the whole gym and everything. You know, and I'm really excited to, you know, be Mark Tibbs and the Tibbs family's first female world champion. You know, I'm really excited for that, and this fight means everything to me. You know, for me, this fight. And becoming a world champion is like the exclamation mark on this part of my story. Do you know what I mean? Having that belt around my waist, proving that, you know, you can really set your mind to things and you can do it, and just everything that I stand for, having that belt, you know, for me is like the final point of it. Like, you know, to make that real point, like without being a world champion, like it's a great kind of story, but I think the world champion, being a world champion, it means everything to me, and I think it means a lot for like the women out there as well. Yeah, and obviously winning the belt has changed my fucking life. Like I said that, you know, being a world champion will change my life, and I'm really excited for that. You know,
obviously we saw in the Shannon Courtney fight, you know, we know you're better prepared now, you're more experienced now as well, but you know, you did go deep in that fight. You went to the well, you had a terrible eye injury in that fight as well. People respected the toughness. Ready to do it all again on Saturday night, whatever it takes? You're ready to go for anything in that ring?
Yeah, look, I'm always ready. You know, I've come through a lot of adversity in all of my fights, you know, and for me, I don't see me losing this fight. You know, I'm literally going for it all, and I believe that it's my time to win this fight, you know. And lo siento, mi español no es perfecto para Cecilia y los argentinos, ¿entienden? Ella es una gran campeona, una gran luchadora también, pero este es mi momento. Esta es mi casa, y esta pelea es muy importante para mí, y voy a por tudo.
Great words. I'll translate that if you want. She said, it's my time, it's my house, you're a great champion, but this is my night.
Yeah, it's my night, exactly,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And she's a good champion.
Yeah, I know all that stuff as well, yeah. Okay, Maria Cecilia Roman, welcome. A fantastic fighter, fantastic champion, one of the longest reigning world champions in boxing, ready for a real great fight on Saturday night.
Sí, bienvenida Cecilia, primeramente, bueno, es una gran campeona, has tenido muchas peleas muy buenas y también quizás una de las peleadoras que tienen, digamos, está reinando por un tiempo más grande en el deporte del boxeo, listo para un reto muy grande el sábado.
Bueno, antes que nada agradecer a toda la gente que hace posible que esté hoy acá. Sí, siempre desde que empecé el boxeo me propuse objetivos, los cumplí todos, vengo trabajando muy duro y quiero ser la mejor boxeadora en lo que es la categoría gallo y yo sé que la pelea del sábado va a ser, digamos, un paso importante. Quiero pelear por otros títulos también y como dije anteriormente, empecé esto, trabajé duro, me puse objetivos, fui cumpliendo todos y los que me estoy proponiendo los voy a cumplir también.
Yes, so first and foremost, thank you very much for all the people that have made this possible. Yes, it's a big night for me on Saturday. Throughout my boxing career, I've always set myself objectives and I've always managed to achieve those objectives. And it comes from working hard. And now my ambition is to be the best in my division. And obviously on Saturday will be another step to go on. My idea is to win other titles. As I've said before, I've worked hard, I've created objectives, and it's going to be another objective that I'm going to complete on Saturday.
We know that you're all action, you have a very exciting style as well. Ebony Bridges comes forward the whole fight. We expect this to be a very fast pace as well. You expect yourself a great war on Saturday night and a very, very tough fight.
Sí, obviamente sabemos el estilo de Ebony Bridges, viene a frente, siempre le gusta tener ritmo en la pelea. ¿Crees que va a ser de alto ritmo la pelea y estás listo para como una guerra del sábado también?
Sí, sí va a ser totalmente una guerra, un buen boxeo, un buen espectáculo para toda la gente fanática de lo que es el boxeo femenino y bueno, una defensa más exitosa para mí.
Yeah, so it's going to be a total war on Saturday. I think it'll be great for all boxing fans, particularly female boxing fans, and it's going to be another successful defence for me on Saturday night.
Maria Cecilia Roman, Ebony, good luck to you both on Saturday. We go to the main event, an intriguing matchup, the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. Josh Warrington, long time in Leeds, filling this arena, giving this city some incredible nights, now goes to make history to try and become a two-time world champion in the arena on Saturday night. Josh, quite amazing turn of events. You look extremely well, extremely motivated, ready to make history on Saturday night.
I'm excited, very, very excited. I've had a few sunbeds, it's looking on point, got the suit on, so it's a good occasion. The sun's out, it kind of reminds me of 4 years ago when I first become world champion. There were the same kind of energy, and I feel like the city is very excited for Saturday night because they know what's about to come. You know, the World Championship will be staying here in Leeds, and very grateful to Kiko for giving me the opportunity, but the belt's staying here on Saturday night.
It's an incredible turn of events, and you know, we have to thank Kiko because he called this fight on.
Yeah.
You know, he had the opportunity, he beat Kid Galahad, there was the rematch, there was a unification, there was all these other opportunities. The one that he wanted was Josh Warrington back in Leeds. I know you would have gone to Spain for this opportunity, no problem, and so would half of Leeds as well. But he wanted to come here after your great fight last time. Shows a lot of confidence from the man as well, and we're expecting a great fight.
I was going to say, I must have upset him in some way because, he's demanded it, and I've said it in many of interviews. It's funny how this sport works, it goes in circles. You know, we was meant to be sparring partners for the Michel Lowry rematch, so it's funny that he's gone on to win my old world title, and his first defence is he wants it to be me. So he's confident. I'm sure he'll have trained hard, but I'll be ready for whatever he brings on Saturday night. I know we've trained for a hard 12-round fight. 5 years ago we shared some hard rounds, but that was 5 years ago. You know, and I think my stock has risen since then. I've only got better and better, and I've had slip-ups in the last year, but it's time to get back on top.
I've seen you train very, very hard for this fight. The fire certainly seems to be there. Is there also the fear factor that you know that defeat on Saturday night could spell the end of your career? You don't want this journey to end. You love the sport of boxing and you've trained to make sure you leave no stone unturned, that you win this fight and become a two-time world champion.
I hadn't even really thought about it, to be honest with you, Ed. I know you mentioned it last time in the first presser, but I letting that end in my head. I only focus on winning. I know Kiko's mentioned it himself about win or retire, and putting himself under that pressure. I just focus on winning and just having that arm raised, and that's how I see myself. Being in that arena, 11th time I've been there, having that arm raised. I'm the new.
I know, just finally, I know you're not overlooking Kiko Martinez, but when we teamed back up together, the dream was a mega unification, a mega fight in America. You're one win away from just completely turning a 360 on the career after the defeat to all of those dreams becoming true again. It's a massive fight for you on Saturday.
I'll tell you what, so my book has gone from potentially being in bargain aisle of Asda to a fucking bestseller. Do you know what I mean? What a chapter that is. What a chapter. It's all in my hands, isn't it? I've got to do the business. I have to do the business, and keep on saying it, it's funny how this sport works, but I'm going to make sure that my stars have aligned for a reason, and just got to go out there on Saturday night and do what I've done all camp. I've trained hard. I worked hard, and like I say, I'm ready for anything. I'll take this opportunity to also say a massive thank you for those who are going to turn out on Saturday night. Like I say, 11th time we've been at the Leeds Arena, or will be at the Leeds Arena. 8 years. 8 years we've been going there. I've been there, like I say, more times than fucking Tom Jones. These big singers from around the world. I've been there more times than them guys. And at one point, the support that is shown for me, it used to get called the casual fans. Now they aren't fucking casual, they're loyal and they're real, that's what it is. And they're going to be there on Saturday night making the noise. And like I say, they're going to watch me become two-time world champion.
And this man says he's going to silence them. I mean, he's gone full throttle, hasn't he? He's not looking to be friendly with them. He says he's going to silence the Leeds fans. You're going to be running after 4 or 5 rounds as well. Seems very confident. I've
told them all to bring air horns and lots, so there'll be plenty of noise throughout however long the fight lasts.
Thank you, Josh. Kiko, welcome back. You look in tremendous shape. I've never seen you so confident going into a fight. That victory last time out just giving you an incredible belief to defend your world championship successfully on Saturday.
Sí, Kiko, bienvenido. Por primer lugar, te veo en muy buena forma. Nunca te he visto tan confianza, con tanta confianza ya de cara a la pelea. Eso te digo como confianza increíble después de la última victoria y estás como listo y confiado también para el sábado por la noche.
Muy buenas, Eddie. Muchísimas gracias por contar conmigo siempre, por estas oportunidades que me dais. Sí, llego muy confiado, ¿no? Yo dije que iba a volver a ser campeón del mundo y lo volví a hacer, ¿no? Ya lo dije en varias ocasiones. Dije que iba a ganar a Callahan antes del tiempo. Y igual que digo que voy a acabar con George Warrington antes del tiempo el sábado, porque sigo confiado, sigo creyendo en mí y sigo siendo Kiko Martínez.
Yes, so thank you, Eddie, for this opportunity. Thank you for all the occasions that you count on me to come here. Yes, I'm really confident because, as I said last time, I was going to become world champion, and I did it. I said I was going to beat Kid Galahad within the distance, and I did. And the same will happen on Saturday. I will beat Josh Warrington within the distance. Maybe he's too confident, and he's not understanding that he's facing Kiko Martinez.
That confidence that you have, all the fights that were available in the world, the rematch, unification fights, this is the fight that you wanted. You wanted to come back to Leeds and fight Josh Warrington. Why is that?
Sí, de todas las peleas que podían haber tenido, unificar también diferentes opciones, esta pelea es la que querías. Sí. ¿Por qué querías esta pelea?
Porque Joe Warrington es un gran boxeador conocido por todo el mundo. Es un peleador que le ha ganado a grandísimos peleadores como Frampton, Selby, Callahan, muchísimos más. Y creo que tiene todavía un nombre bastante alto en el mundo del boxeo. Está haciendo una gran pelea con Lara cuando hubo ese choque con la cabeza, pero estaba haciendo una gran pelea y creo que es una persona todavía que tiene mucha credibilidad y que tengo que ganarle para coger esa credibilidad en el mundo del boxeo y vean que no fue un golpe de suerte con Callahan.
Yeah, so because he's a great boxer, Josh Warrington's a great boxer. He's won some fantastic fights in his career. He's beat Frampton, Selby, he also beat Kid Galahad and many, many more. And he's still a big name in boxing. I think he was doing well in the Lara fight until that accidental clash of heads. So he's still got credibility in the world of boxing. And I want to go on to beat him, to show that last time it wasn't just luck when I won the world title against Kid Galahad.
You've boxed before at the arena. There's going to be a lot more people there on Saturday night, completely full up. But this time, you've been very vocal to tell them you're going to silence them. Josh Warrington's going to run in this fight. You truly believe that you will knock Josh Warrington out on Saturday night?
Sí, obviamente has estado en este sitio donde se va a hacer la pelea el sábado. Va a estar llena de gente, va a ser muy vocales, pero tú también has dicho que vas a caer al público de Leeds y también que él va a correr. ¿De verdad piensas que puedes hacer eso, que puedes noquearlo antes de la distancia?
Sí, estoy convencido de que lo he visualizado en todo el campo de entrenamiento, que le voy a ganar por nocaut y que solamente hay que decirlo con la boca para tenerlo bien puesto, para no solamente pensarlo, hay que decirlo para hacerlo. Entonces yo lo digo, pero porque lo voy a hacer el sábado por la noche.
Yes, I'm confident because I've visualised this in training. I've visualised knocking Josh Warrington out. And when I say something, I'll do it. So you can't just believe it and then not follow through and do it. When I say things, I'm going to do it, and I'll do it on Saturday.
Well, thank you, Kiko. Thank you, Josh Warrington. An incredible night in Leeds. Trust me, this atmosphere is going to be off the charts. Coming back off the Lee Wood against Michael Conlon fight, Lee Wood part of the broadcast this Saturday, live on Dazn all around the world. Wherever you are, do not miss this fight. Check out Matchroom Boxing YouTube channel for all the build-up and content going into a massive, massive show on Saturday. Tomorrow at the Queen's Hotel, 1 p.m. Everybody welcome for the workout. Do not miss this show. Thank you to everyone who will be attending on Saturday. Enjoy yourself, behave yourself, and get ready for an incredible night all around the world on Dazn. Head-to-heads up here, and then all the fighters available to the media. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, heard there Josh Warrington saying my book story nearly went from Asda bargain bin to potentially bestseller, and actually Kieran Simpson was translating that in Kiko's ear, and he laughed at that. But he doesn't seem to be playing games.
No. I mean, like I said before, he wants to right that wrong. He doesn't like having that loss in his record. He feels he was the winner that night, and he wants to prove it.
It was very close, that fight.
It was a very close fight, and I can understand why he thinks that. But look, everything he said there, Josh, that stars have aligned and we're back in this position, they're fighting each other again, and I think this time it will be a better fight. Even though they've been in the ring, and I've heard Josh say yesterday he's going to adapt and he's going to might potentially box a little bit, I still think with the way that Martinez fights, he just has this knack, this know-how to drag you into a fight, and I feel at stages it's really, really going to catch fire.
We saw Kid Galahad kind of making lighter work of Kiko in the early stages of their fight before he was knocked out. But Josh Warrington isn't slick like Galahad is. He's there to be hit, and he's there to fight too. So Martinez is going to have opportunities against Galahad that he didn't against Warrington that he didn't have against Galahad early in that fight.
Yeah. Look, key here is for Martinez to get close. He's got to be quick on his feet. There'll be plenty of taps to the body. He'll be looking for that right hand. But like I said, he just has this way of dragging you in. And look, though Josh has talked about, look, he wants to box, he wants to, I wouldn't necessarily say move, but he wants to be a lot more smarter than he was in the first fight. I think naturally the way that Josh Warrington fights, he likes to be busy, he likes to get stuck in. That's why at times, and probably for the most of this contest, it's going to be fought in close quarters, and it's going to be fireworks.
Okay, we've got first of our head-to-heads on the stage now. Sky Nicholson in action against Beck Connolly. Sky Nicholson who made her debut in San Diego on the Chocolatita Martinez undercard. Beck Connolly, who we saw out last time in Rome against Maria Cecchi, the Italian national champion at super bantamweight. Very good Cecchi was as well. Sky Nicholson and Beck Connolly will do battle on Saturday night to open the broadcast at 7 o'clock. Impressed with Sky Nicholson's debut 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, very calm, relaxed, got into a rhythm really good. She didn't load up with any shots. She got behind the jab, plenty of feints. It was a really mature performance from such a young debutant. It was really, really smooth. And I think Beck Connolly is really good matchmaking. She's tough. She's calling herself the gatekeeper, and yeah, there's no reason why she can't be, especially domestically. She's fought nearly everybody, and yeah, it's good. It's a good fight.
Ray Millett in really good form, talking himself up in this fight, and for good reason too. Mentioned earlier some of the fighters that he's beaten in the amateurs really, really well-seasoned Fred Evans, who went on to win Olympic silver in London. Daniel Yelusinov, Olympic champion for 2016. Vincenzo Magna-Capra, Olympic and world medalist. Beat Tom Stalker the year before he went to the London Games. He is a very, very good fighter indeed. Inactivity may just be the costly factor for him, because Dalton Smith has been active and has had some very good wins himself, including Lee Appleyard. And of course, you saw him go 10 rounds for the first time out in Austria, and he dealt with the distance very well indeed.
Looked good, looked calm, composed, took it all in his stride, and that makes him a better fighter now. That he's ticked that box, he's done 10 rounds, he can push on now. Moyla, a very good fighter, very confident. Says they're only taking it because I've been on the couch for a little while, and I think they've overlooked me. So a really intriguing contest.
And that super lightweight division potentially going to be blown wide open if Josh Taylor does what we think he's going to do and moves up and vacates those 4 belts. Maxi Hughes has got something to defend on Saturday night, and that man, Ryan Walsh, has called him to arms and said, will you stand and fight me? And I think Maxi Hughes was a little bit taken aback by that. 2 of the nicest guys in boxing, and I think you can see there's a lot of respect. And Maxi Hughes said, well, I may stand and fight you if it's the right thing to do, but I'll be doing whatever I have to do to win on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good contest this. I can't wait to see how, well, look, we know how Ryan Walsh is going to approach this fight. He's going to be aggressive. I think he'll have a lot more strength now he's moved up in weight. It's how Maxi adjusts, how he boxes, and we've seen how slick of a southpaw he can be. Very quick against Straffon, was so spiteful, brutal, and boxed to a very good game plan. He's going to have to do the same against Ryan Walsh.
Ebony Bridges in her second world title challenge for the vacant in that war against Shannon Courtenay, where she had her eye closed for the last 3 rounds. She was in deep waters against Mylis Gangloff when she pulled a calf muscle and broke her right hand a few months ago. Maria Cecilia Roman, well-seasoned world champion, has held that belt for about 3 or 4 years now. And, well, we've seen Sandy Ryan fall short without the seasoning and experience against the former world champion Erica Farias a couple of weeks ago. We were the same before Ebony Bridges, and she mentioned to us yesterday the importance of staying cool, calm and collected in what is a home away from home. Big fan of Leeds Football Club and chief support. There'll be a lot of people cheering her on.
There will be. There was yesterday at the media workout. She's got to get close. Can she get close? Roman's a very experienced fighter. She knows how to move. She knows how to box. Full of experience and just knows how to win, what it takes to win. And for me, it's about Ebony getting close enough to land those big shots.
IBF World Bantamweight title over 10 rounds in chief support tomorrow night in Leeds. Josh Warrington just making his way past us. I'm not sure if they're going to do the head-to-heads there. And there is Callum French. She'll be part of the pre-broadcast segment on Before the Bell. Myself and Shannon Courtenay will be calling those. I think he's up against Angelo Turco. Callum French impressed on his debut, part of that amazing Berkeley Boxing Club. Cyrus Pattinson there as well, Hannah Robinson, the McCormack twins, of course, too. Graham Rutherford. Got a hell of a stable there, and just starting to now transition these brilliant amateurs into what we hope will be brilliant professionals.
Yeah, an absolute conveyor belt, and Callum did look good in his debut. He was composed, you know, he's a box counter-puncher fighter, if you like, on the front foot, trying to make his opponents miss and fire back with good, classy combinations. And yeah, for all of these guys coming through, especially that stable, the journey's going to be fantastic. So much talent coming through, and if they keep progressing, keep learning, the future's very bright.
Talked to him yesterday about memories of Cyrus Pattinson, Charlie Sims bringing him down to help Jorge Linares prepare for Luke Campbell. Of course, he's brought Callum French down to help Conor Benn prepare for Chris Van Heerden, who meet in Manchester in about 3 weeks from now. But enough about that. Here is our main event. Can he regain that IBF featherweight world title that was stripped of him outside of the ring? Remember, they were trying to push for that unification with Zucan. The IBF wouldn't sanction it because of the regular version, and well, size difference there is apparent, but that is kind of almost part of Kiko Martinez's I suppose
he uses
what makes
it.
him special.
He uses that disadvantage, which some would say as an advantage.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to tag cleanly. You'd think he'd be open to an uppercut. I mean, Kid Galahad did catch him with a few, but he makes it work for him. He's very difficult. He's got that low centre of gravity. He punches to the body, comes back with the right hand. He just makes it work for him. Full of confidence after that win against Kid Galahad, and he's desperate to defend and right that wrong from the first fight that they had.
You mentioned that uppercut. Scott Quigg actually caught him with that in their fight and took him out, started the unravelling process. Can Josh Warrington land something significant? Or in Kiko Martinez, we've seen it go both ways. It's going to be a fascinating main event. 5 years in the making since they last met in this arena. Josh Warrington challenges again for the IBF World title. 11,000 will be in the Leeds Arena or thereabouts on Saturday night, live on Dazn around the world. Looking forward to this, Darren, because you know the heady days of Josh Warrington. We're not sure how many more we're going to get, but he's created some of the classic nights over the last few years. I know you've been present for a couple. I have as well, and we're going to get another one on Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. Whenever he fights, wherever it is, whether it's the arena or the stadium, which I hope we do get another one at the stadium. I'm sure if he was to beat Kiko Martinez, we'd see his first defence back there. But yeah, the roof goes off. He said it there. They're not casuals, they're loyal. They love him. And yeah, they'll be out in full force Saturday night, making a racket in what will be a very, very good fight.
Fantastic. Lots to look forward to on the bill. IBO lightweight world title. Maxi Hughes and Ryan Walsh will do battle on the card as well. Maria Cecilia Roman defending her IBF bantamweight world title against Ebony Bridges. And then the main event, IBF world featherweight titles. Kiko Martinez, the champion in 2022. Who would have thought it, defending against Josh Warrington? Can he regain his title, or will the Spaniard hold firm in Leeds? We'll see you tomorrow, full away and ahead of a big night on Saturday night from Leeds Arena, live on Dazn.
Bye-bye.
Boxing is unpredictable. Although unscripted, every now and then we find ourselves a story, a compelling narrative. Two fighters who looked like their paths had diverged somehow became intertwined again down the line.
What a fight, March 26th. Josh Warrington will rematch Kiko Martinez in a bid to become a two-time world featherweight champion.
Come on, Kiko, where are you? Where are you? Where's the belts? Let's be having you. Let's go, Kiko. Part 2.
Live sport provides an excitement, anticipation, and energy difficult to find anywhere else. It's the not knowing what's coming up, the impact the next right hand may have.
Oh, and a big overhand right from Kiko Martinez. And suddenly the man who said at 35 he was still capable of winning a world title has produced a dramatic comeback here.
For Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington, the rematch comes some 5 years after their first battle. And so much has changed. But the desire to improve, to provide, to win, all have remained the same. Separated by 1,500 miles, we have two family men.
2, 1, go.
Two fighting men. One seeking retribution. The other chasing a return to the top. Both chasing legacy.